It's absolutely imperative that you have a cooking beer. Cooking sober in general, that's a travesty. Normally, I would be wearing no pants right now if I were cooking this at my house. I might be a little stoned too. Cooking is all about enjoying yourself, and I take that to heart. I'm Isaac Toups, chef owner of Toups Meadery and Toups South in beautiful New Orleans, Louisiana. Today at Munchie's Kitchen, we're cooking chicken and sausage gumbo. Gumbo is a Cajun stew that is very heartfelt in South Louisiana. A real Cajun, a proper Cajun, won't make gumbo until it's cold. Who wants to eat a big steaming pile of soup when it's hot? No one. It'll fill you up, it's heartwarming, it'll cure that hangover that you had from last night because you were drinking. This is gumbo number one. This is the gumbo that I teach to everybody because you can get chicken thighs and smoked sausage anywhere in the continental United States. Everybody's got peppers, everybody's got celery and onions, garlic, bay leaf, flour, thyme, oil, chicken stock, beer. So if you can't find these ingredients, you need to move. We got a pound of chicken thighs. I use boneless, but you can use bone-in. You can use whole chicken. I like the chicken thighs because they'll have the most flavor and a lot of fat, which is very nice. We're gonna put a little grapeseed oil, and a little bit of salt, and a lot of pepper. Turn them over, season up both sides. Place in our wood-burning gas oven, which everybody has, obviously. Basically, you wanna sear your chicken thighs. You can grill it on the grill, you can sear it in a pan. The broiler setting in your oven is going to be your best way to go about this. You cook it probably 8 minutes on each side. You just want to get a good hard sear on the chicken. It's going to add more depth and more flavor on your gumbo. While our chicken is cooking, we're going to start our roux. A roux is a mixture of oil and flour, or fat and flour, equal parts most of the time. If this is your first time making roux, I want you to have your vegetables cut and ready to go first. The trick is with these onions is you leave the end cap on, and that'll help out with a little trick keeping the onion together. And since the onion is a circle, you're gonna come at an angle. Watch your fingers. Use a nice sharp knife. Come back, make sure you get all the little root ends because we wanna use all of the onion, and that should be what's left. Bell peppers, another little trick. The ribs are where the lines are, so if you cut the lines, you can avoid the ribs, and the end result will be something you don't have to clean. I always use bell peppers. It's a traditional part of the Trinity. Trinity is celery, bell peppers, and onion. It's the Father, Son, and Holy Ghost, if you will, of Cajun cooking. And not to mention, you gotta remember the Pope, which is the fourth ingredient, and that's garlic. And you just wanna dice these up. Grab 2 ribs of celery. I will cut off the root part because that can sometimes get bitter. Our garlic, gotta be extra special with. Garlic is delicate. Use the back end of a cleaver. Put your garlic clove right in the middle of your cutting board and give it a nice gentle whack. That way you don't have to chop it up. You got minced garlic instantaneously. Yes, that's how I do it. Yes, you should too. It's real fun. All of my cooking has a lot of garlic. Garlic has a wonderful ethereal hot flavor that cannot be replaced. It is essential in some dish. It is not optional. I would never say optional on garlic. Don't be a weenie. Put the goddamn garlic in. Oh, you have an aversion to garlic? You don't like garlic? My older brother sweats garlic, so he used to say he was allergic to garlic. He's not allergic to garlic. He just sweats it so he smells. I'm like, I think you smell great, bro. With our jalapenos, you kind of want to do the same thing as the bell pepper. You can just kind of shave down the sides, so you don't have to worry about de-seeding it too bad. I'm using 1 jalapeno, and if a couple little seeds get in there, it's okay. It's just a little extra heat. And we're gonna mince these up a little fine. Now you notice I mixed all my celery, onions, and bell pepper together, but I kept my garlic separate. The reason for that is because garlic has a low smoke point, as in it burns real easy. We're gonna sweat our vegetables off in the real hot roux, but we're saving our garlic for the secondary sweat. Once your oil has started to smoke, this is where you want to add your flour. Now, once you add your flour, you are not to walk away from this. You want to have your vegetables ready to rock. You want to have your beer open. You want to have your chicken stock handy. You walk away from a roux, you will burn a roux. If this is your first roux, do not walk away. If this is your second roux, don't walk away. You cannot overstir this. You can understir it and burn it. And this is 1/2 cup of grapeseed oil, high smoke point, and 1/2 cup of all-purpose flour. And essentially it's gonna make a slurry, if you will. And this is what I call a white roux. Now in a couple of minutes, we'll have a blonde roux. You can already start to tell this is already going from white to blonde pretty quick. You'll notice if you let it sit even for a couple of minutes, it'll start to burn on the bottom. So if this is your first roux, go low and slow. If you're comfortable with yourself, you feel a little brave, feel a little duro, go ahead and get that oil nice and rocket hot and keep it on. I've got it on medium high right now, and you can already tell this is gonna take a lot of time off of our gumbo. If this is your first roux, it should probably take 30 to 45 minutes. Medium level, it could take you 20. We'll probably have ours done in about 10 to 15. It's already starting to smoke, and you'll get that whiff of dark roux in the air, and this brings me back. This is what home to me smells like. Food I grew up eating was very home-style food: boiled crawfish, raw oysters, gumbo, couvillon, stews, soups. We had a very experimental family. We'd always go out to eat and try new places. My father liked to go to Korean restaurants and the Chinese store, come home with jars of kimchi, and like, here, eat this stinky cabbage. No, I don't think so. I said, eat it, okay. In a slightly heavy-handed way, my father made sure he didn't raise picky children, and he did not. And I've got him to thank for my wild eating adventures. Our roux is the right color. We're gonna add our vegetables, but not our garlic. We're gonna add a pinch of salt, a normal small little pinch. This is gonna help release a lot of the moisture in our vegetables. Now this is gonna go pretty quick. That roux is already really hot. It's about as hot as caramelized sugar gets. So these are gonna sweat quicker than they normally would. While that's sweating down, we're gonna check our chicken. It sounds like it's right. Sure enough, it is. Nice and crispy bits. We're gonna leave that fat in, and we're gonna deglaze with just a little bit of our beer. I choose a nice amber style beer, maybe a couple tablespoons. We're just gonna deglaze our pan, make sure we get all that fond up. That's just a good crispy bits, and that's got a lot of flavor in there. Our vegetables looking good. Now that it's calmed down, here's where we can add our garlic. At this point, our onions are just starting to get translucent, starting to turn clear. We're gonna cook it for a little while longer. Truly been cooking since I could see over the cooking ledge. I asked my mother, I was hungry. Well, she probably was very busy and called my bluff and handed me a pan and a spatula, said, cook yourself some eggs. Well, I can specifically remember cooking eggs like this. Now our onions are nice and translucent, nice and clear. We're adding our beer now. The alcohol will evaporate. You never want raw alcohol in a final product. It'll take away a lot of flavor from the gumbo. 8 ounces, about a cup, and we're gonna give that a good stir. Stir it pretty vigorously for the next couple of minutes because we want it to make the gravy. Alcohol vapor. Now we're gonna add our chicken stock. Got a quart here, and we're gonna add it and stir it. If you ever add your liquid to your gravy too fast and didn't stir it, you get lumpy gravy or lumpy stew because your flour congealed with it, and you don't want that. At this point, we can throw our chicken in. I'm actually gonna splash a little bit of that gravy in there and really get the rest of that fond up there. That's really the good parts. We're gonna add our bay leaves, about 5, a teaspoon of fresh thyme. Gonna add about probably a tablespoon and a half tablespoon of salt to start. You can always add a little more salt, but you can't take it out. Do about 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. 30 cracks of your black pepper. Yes, that's a lot. No, I don't care. I'm gonna chop up our sausage real quick. Got a pound of smoked sausage. If you can find some andouille, get some andouille. If you can't, grab your favorite smoked sausage. And we're not gonna get too fancy. We're just gonna make little coins. Think about how much sausage you would want in your mouth at one time. I make little coins. You can make big chunks. If I was at the house, I might not even cut it up. I might just break it up with my hands. Gonna add our sausage. The heat is on a good medium high. And we're gonna put that on medium high until it comes up to a good simmer. We're gonna lower this thing down. You just kind of want it burbling. And yes, that's a complicated culinary word, burbling. After we start to burble, we're gonna cover this thing and let it go. Stir it about every 10 to 15 minutes. You can't overcook a gumbo. Some of the best gumbos I make roll all day. Start them in the morning, serve them at night. But these have to roll for at least, I'd say, 3 hours for the roux to cook out and to really develop all the flavor from the sausage and the chicken. Now we wait and drink. That's the fun part. Right now, while the gumbo's cooking, we're just gonna slice ourselves some green onions, cook ourselves some white rice. I like to serve gumbo over white rice. It's very traditional. It's really just something to suck up all the juices and the fat. Now that our gumbo's been cooking for several hours, ooh, you smell that? Oh, it's good. Chicken's nice and cooked down. Roux is cooked out. Gonna grab ourselves a bowl here. Don't be shy with it. Don't pour yourself a small bowl. You're not gonna enjoy yourself. Throw yourself a little bit of rice or a lot of rice, your call. Just really to suck up all the good juice. Garnish with little green onions and enjoy yourself a good bowl of gumbo. This gumbo is gonna be even better the next day. Leave it on the stove overnight, it'll be fine. You fridge it up, take some to work, make everybody jealous. You're eating gumbo and they're just eating a cheese sandwich. Hot.